spent 4 days traveling in Ho Chi Minh City on our 2-week trip in Vietnam. So you maybe don't have to, but you might after watching this. But at least let me show you around and help build your next itinerary for your inevitable trip to Vietnam. I'll take you guys on the same ride we went on as we flew to Ho Chi Minh City from Melbourne, giving you the deets and happenings. I'll give you guys honest thoughts about all the locations we visited during our time in Saigon, so you won't be lost of what to do on your next visit perhaps. So let's get right into it, shall we?
Crazy.
And so we were off to the races. Oh my god. To our hotel, actually. But no matter, the drivers used their horns quite civilly, which is quite interesting, using it as a tool to tell others to get the fuck out of their lane, or to warn drivers of how close they were to our car, which in other words would be, get the fuck away from my car. I'm pretty sure our taxi driver was driving in the middle of like 2 lanes for 5 minutes or something, so there's that, at least. So by the end of the first night, we were quite exhausted, to say the least, but we were still hungry, and we hadn't eaten anything, actually, since being on the plane. Now, Kai's parents were actually waiting us at the hotel too, so that was really, really nice. We would take to our first restaurant not too far away and ate our first Viet meal in Vietnam. How about it? But I didn't record it, sorry. I was too tired. Then, it was pool time.
Goddamn. Yeah. I always look at my like below my neck.
Ho Chi Minh City, 6:20 a.m. in the morning, and I'm up on the balcony enjoying kind of the morning chill. Day 2, let's get it. Up first was the Thanh Market. I don't know if I said that correctly, but I hope you know where it is. I'll put a location here as well. We were trying to find some money exchangers actually, but had no luck. So at least you guys get a chance to see the inside of the market, and I did too. I had my first experience of Vietnamese coffee, and it was out of this world, seriously.
Is it good?
This spot was literally on the side of the road by a large park, so I don't really know necessarily how many stars one would rate this on a hygienic level, but as you can see here, there's still a lot of groups drinking it, and they're sitting around under trees with each other, tightly knit, and drinking on some good Viet coffee. They love each other's company. It's great. I love that.
Spend their spare time. No, that's not bench. You're sitting on the ground.
Why not on the bench? There's a bench for a reason.
It's more like interacting with the nature when you're sitting on the ground.
Sure. You get to feel the floor, you know what I mean?
We ordered 2 kinds of coffee, the black kind, and then also a milk, which would have been around $1.02 each. The black coffee was made with their coffee syrup and lots of sugar. And the milk coffee, of course, is about the same, but instead with a healthy serving of condensed milk. They make sure to stir it well so that everything is nicely cooled as more ice is put on top. The milk coffee was so rich and strong, it was a flavorful punch in my mouth, metaphorically, and also surprisingly chocolatey, which was crazy. There's absolutely no water used to dilute any of it except the crushed ice. That's the only thing that you're gonna have to bet on, unfortunately, if you're drinking black coffee.
every morning? That's great. We have it every morning. It's diabetes right now.
We couldn't check out the famous cathedral because it was still under renovation, but here's the name anyways. So we went to the next best thing, which was the Central Post Office, which has been going strong since 1891 when it was first built. There were lots of people outside and in taking photos and buying souvenirs, so keychains, postcards, and more commemorative items as well. Next up would be James's favorite street, the Book Street of Ho Chi Minh City. Lots of quaint little bookstores here with both English and Viet selections. Plus, the many coffee shops opposite the street itself was really actually cool. Next stop was the Independence Palace, and I tell you, don't miss this place. Please, if you ever go here. It's a present-day time machine that brings you back to the day and very place the Vietnam War met its end.
So back then there was two Vietnam, yeah. There's North Vietnam Communist and South Vietnam is more like republic and democracy.
Sure.
Yeah. And then in I think 1975, the North Vietnam started to try to unify. That's what they say. Try to unify the whole country.
Yeah.
So they try to attack and then finalize it. Like that's the last part they occupy. To actually unify. This is the last part the North Vietnam came and like he unified the whole country. And they declared it independent.
Here. Oh yeah. Damn.
Now it's a beautifully kept historical site overlooking the bustling Le Duan street ahead, but don't forget the green courtyard surrounding the large fountain. It's amazing. Lots of cool little nooks and crannies, 4 floors to be exact, that you can explore in the place, from the tables the bureaucrats used to work on to the rooms where even the Dean President, his name, and his family ate in, watched theatrical performances in, to the meetings they held there, to the basement where you could find hand-drawn maps and bulky radio and comm equipments and devices. My favorite bit was probably the top of the palace itself, where the view is amazing, magical. But what good adventure wouldn't make you starving? So Kai and his family invited us over to their place to have some lunch. The house itself doubled as a secondary factory for the family business, which was really sick to witness. Plus, look at this cat. After some time of rest and away from the sun, we got a chance to ride some scooters across the hectic Saigon streets for the first time, and it was really insane to go visit the many cities' temples. So we rode to 3 locations specifically. The first and biggest one we ventured to was the Vietnamese National Buddhist Temple. Yeah, it's an English name. This temple had a pagoda outside, very, very tall, and a Buddha Vista statue also on the outside right next to it. The indoor praying room decor was really nice. It was super shiny, huge, but also had a Buddha right in the middle and also other sort of deities by the side. But it gave off an incredible atmosphere of peace and serenity. The groundskeeper did tell us to bring up our shoes, even though you aren't actually meant to have them on, so you're meant to take them off before you climb up the stairs to the main temple area. But unfortunately, even in such virtuous places, stealing can still occur, so please be careful if you ever think about visiting here. So the second one we went to was called the Thien Hau Temple. I don't think I said that correctly, but here's the name anyways. This was right next to a school actually, and around the time we went, it was when school finished. So we were kind of being flooded by oncoming traffic of parents and students trying to get home and stuff on the little scooters and everything. So try to avoid this time. I think it would have been around like 4 maybe. This definitely felt a lot more local. I do encourage you guys to go and check it out if you're ever in the area. It doesn't compare to size to the first one, but it makes up for in craftsmanship. Everything about it, to the detailed depictions of these legends, stories, figures on the roof lining and tiles is really crazy, you know. I've never seen such big or so much incense burnt in my life. Apparently, this place has been here since 1760 when it was first built for the Chinese goddess of the sea. But most importantly, you may have noticed that outside these sort of temples that are more local, that there are these caged birds that people are trying to sell you. Now, I believe the whole point of it is that if you're able to buy it and then thus release it, you get good karma back for doing so. Now, I don't know how true that is or how like actually traditional this practice is. I would say as a tourist, probably don't try to support this sort of stuff. That's just my opinion. I don't know how the birds feel, right? But can't be good, right? This third one was called Nghia An Temple, very similar to the Thien Hau location-wise. The courtyard is basically the play/waiting area for the students of the primary school that is right next to the temple. So be aware of the school and finish times and end times, yeah. And it's probably where the locals have actually grown up going to during Chinese New Year and other activities like that. But as an outsider, to me, it looks pretty similar, interior design-wise. Many more pillars though, I would say, and much more scriptures, sayings drawn on the pillars, and large plaques of wood above the archway. We will end the night at an outdoor restaurant bar, serving all sorts of grilled to fried things, and of course lots of booze and cheers all around. On a Monday night too, mind you, these Vietnamese people go crazy even on weekdays. So yeah, on to the next day.